How can a wise giving strategy help reduce your required minimum distribution? I've got a real life planning scenario, that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernardo, I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. We get a lot of folks that reach out to us and need assistance once they start seeing, realize they need financial planning assistance once they start seeing the impact of required minimum distribution. Hopefully, they're seeing the potential impact years beforehand where they still have an opportunity to plan ahead. But recent situation where these individuals reached out to us really at the end of their career and hadn't been doing proactive tax planning all along and proactive financial planning all along, but rather had just done a great job of saving. They really didn't spend a lot of money and therefore they saved a lot. And by the time they retired, they had a small pension. They had pretty strong Social Securities because they worked until their full retirement age, each of them, and then had saved up quite a bit. And so outside of their 401ks and tax shelters, they still had another large chunk in a non-taxable, or excuse me, non-qualified accounts, what they call it, and a trust account, and they were drawing dividends, living off of some of the dividends from that account. Well, when their required minimum distribution started, their RMDs were pushing them right up to the top of that 12% tax bracket. And as we projected out moving forward, it's likely that it was going to push them not just to the top of the 12% tax bracket, but into that third tier of taxes, into the 22% tax bracket. Not the end of the world. That's still a very low tax bracket when you look throughout history, and yet there was an opportunity. Why? Because they were also very active in their church. They gave about $1,000. They gave a tithe, about $1,000 in their situation, every single month to the church. So we talked through, well, is there a creative strategy here from a tax planning standpoint to still donate to the church and to the cause you obviously care about, but also do so in a way that can help reduce your required minimum distribution out there in the future before it caused you to get moved into that 22% tax bracket? Well, here's the two-pronged advanced giving strategy we implemented to help reduce the required minimum distribution. First, one of our favorites, the qualified charitable distribution. The qualified charitable distribution, as soon as you turn age 70 and a half, you're eligible, you're allowed to transfer money directly from your IRA directly to a nonprofit, an eligible nonprofit, okay? So in that way, the money goes directly from your IRA directly to the church in this example. It didn't go to you first and then to the church. And what that means is that money that's going from your account directly to the church is not taxable. It does not land on your tax return. It doesn't require that you get the income from the IRA and have to report the tax, and then you donate to the charity and you get the deduction if you itemize and you don't get the deduction if you don't. No, in this instance, the money goes directly from their IRA, directly to the church, does not count as taxable to you. So instead of taking their full required minimum distribution, we set up a transfer, a qualified charitable distribution directly from the IRA, $12,000 to the church. Set it up so that happened automatically, just like they were doing it from their bank account before. Well, this allowed them to reduce their required minimum distribution. That's right, a qualified charitable distribution, most people don't realize this, actually counts towards your required minimum distribution. I believe in their situation, their required minimum distribution was somewhere in the $30,000 range. Well, now after this $12,000 going to the church, just the net amount of $18,000 was left to be withdrawn from their IRA as part of their required minimum distribution. This kept them below the edge, or that line, the top of the 12% tax bracket. But that's not all we did. I told you it was a two-pronged approach. We then did a Roth conversion. We did a Roth conversion to fill up with, giving us a little bit of wiggle room, but to fill up that the remaining part of that 12% tax bracket. Doing that Roth conversion took money from their IRA and moved it to the Roth IRA. Doing this did two things. One, it has more of their dollars, more of their wealth growing tax sheltered and tax free out there for the future. But the other thing it did, there's no required minimum distribution on Roth IRAs. So this transfer, this Roth conversion of even just a small amount, just $12,000 from the IRA to the Roth IRA shrunk, and over time will shrink the balance of their IRA, meaning their required minimum distribution will be even less. The thing that these clients cared most about was donating to the church that they love and they support and they're very active in. The church is continuing to get the same amount of resources that they got in the past, so check to that box, but we were able to do so in a way that it caused them to pay less taxes and will put them in a situation where they pay even less taxes over their lifetime. That's the impact of proactive tax planning. Work with your certified financial planner on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wise20show.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.